Alright, I didn't expect to make this video. First things first, don't cancel me for the title of my video. I'm just trying to bring a little lightheartedness into what is actually a serious video and topic. The actual trigger warning is that we're going to be talking about suicide today. So if you don't want to listen about that, then get the hell out of here. I don't know what I'm doing. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I think it's been like 4 years since it happened. So that's probably about how long I've been thinking about this. I guess let's just get into it. I had a friend who committed suicide on Christmas of 2016. It's now December 23rd, 2020. So in 2 days it will have been 4 years. Right after it happened, I found something in my room that it's so random that I found it like right then too, because I hadn't like looked for it. I hadn't even thought about it, and I wasn't looking for it. I just happened to see it. And then it brought back all these memories, and I opened it and I just, I don't know, keep thinking about how I want to share it with people that knew him or anybody. Like, I guess it doesn't really matter because it was like, so, I don't know. It's just funny because it was such a defining moment in my life that like I almost forgot about it. I guess that's why I want to share it. I think I wish, maybe this is selfish, but I think I wish that I had shared it with him after all those years. He probably forgot about it too. We met when I was 14, grade 8. You know, good times. All those angsty, hormone-filled years. I was a, I was happy. I've always known I've been very lucky. I think I had a chip on my shoulder as a kid. In grade 8, I was in a middle school, so I was only there for 2 years. We all were going to high school the following year, and I remember all of my friends. I don't know why it all played out the way that it did, but all of my friends were going to an art school that they had to audition for and whatever. Even though I was interested in things like drawing and painting and was decently good at it, like I knew that when applying, you had to audition for at least like 3 different things, and I didn't want to do any of the other things, and it was just one of these, yeah. And then I think there was an element of my mom not wanting me to go there for some reason. I think she was maybe unsure of that I was unsure about what I wanted, which was probably an accurate assumption. So I ended up just going to the school I was in District 4, which was like a kind of preppy, middle class white school that I stuck out like a sore thumb in. And I didn't have any friends there really. The only people I talked to were people that I knew like from elementary school that just so happened to also go to that school. Every day after school, I would go across the city. I would take the subway all the way across the city every day after school, just hanging with my friends for 2 years. I did end up transferring to that school. Anyway, all that to say that in grade 8, my friend told me he had a surprise for me. This was like at the end of the school year. We were parting ways in a sense. And then I think it was like, it had to have been like the last day of school or something. And maybe not, because we got in a lot of trouble that year. I don't think we were there on the last day of school. We all got suspended right before graduation. So maybe it wasn't the last day of school, but it was definitely on the hill of that school. I vividly remember that. He gave me this book. I decorated it like a fucking child, so, you know. So he gave me this book, and it's just a notebook. And I opened it, and on the first page, he had written a note, and I just want to read it. So it says, "Hey Emily, sorry your surprise wasn't big or glamorous, but when I decided to get you something, I couldn't help but remember you mentioning that you want to write and tell stories, so I got you this book to write in whatever you feel like writing. I'm going to do my best to see you as much as possible next year. Also, I want to say you're beautiful, don't ever forget it." Anyway, sorry for taking up your first page of writing. I'm always here for you. Love, Lewis. First of all, I do want to mention it has all these fucking adorable spelling mistakes that are so Lou. Like, I should scan this and like show you guys. It's the funniest thing. He just has all these like really funny spelling mistakes, and it's just so Lou. And this notebook, I mean, not only did he touch on the fact that he was right, I wanted to be a writer. I had already decided I wanted to be a writer. That was part of the reason why I didn't think that I could apply to that school. So for those 2 years that I went to the other school with no friends, I wrote in this goddamn notebook. It wasn't a great time in my life. It wasn't necessarily a great time, and I don't think it was necessarily a great time in any of our lives. We got in a lot of trouble, we did a lot of stupid shit, we felt a lot of feelings. It wasn't until I found this after his funeral that I realized like how much of an impact even the act of just giving me this notebook had on who I am today. Like, I decided I wanted to be a writer. I had friends that actually supported me. Every one of my friends supported me. I did end up going to that school, and then through going to that school, I actually did end up taking a couple extra writing classes. They had a teacher at the time who was doing that was a really cool school. I went to Rosedale High School of the Arts, and they had some like experimental classes that they had like brought in that year that I got to partake in, which was awesome. In my last year, there was a class that was like a combination of non-traditional art kids and composition kids, and it was just like we ended up making the coolest stuff. What a fucking great school. I had such a good time there. Anyway, all that to say that in that time, I ended up applying to the creative writing program at Concordia in Montreal, and I got in, and I went. Not gonna lie, like, man, wanting to be a writer. I mean, first of all, going to university made me not want to be a writer anymore. But all that aside, after coming back and then, hating my life for several more years in really terrible jobs just to make an income and live paycheck to paycheck, blah, blah, all that good stuff, someone finally gave me a chance to do something that I think I've always wanted to do. I kind of realized I wanted to work in film, and it's really hard to get into film if you don't know anybody. And I always said that I just need somebody to give me a chance. I just need somebody to give me a chance. I know I'll succeed. I just need somebody to give me a chance. And someone finally gave me a chance, and I'm going to be eternally grateful for that. Definitely a life-changing thing for me. But all that to say is that none of that would have happened if Lewis didn't give me this notebook. And I think back then, I guess I knew back then, both of us were struggling. I don't know. I think over the years, I moved away. Man, I moved away to get away from this place. I kind of left everything behind. Not everything, but definitely lost touch with Lou. I remember getting the phone call at Christmas dinner. It was such like a visceral moment, and I think I experienced like deja vu. Like I had felt like I had already experienced that moment. That time wasn't like that. I already knew before they told me what was happening or what had happened. It was very surreal. I've never experienced anything like that, and I've never experienced anything like that again. And I think that might be the one thing that is maybe like, like when people die, regardless of whether it's suicide or not, I think with time it gets easier. I think that's the whole, that's what people say. And I think there's truth to that. I think that with time, it hurts less, and I think time is what allows closure to happen. And I've had a lot of people die in my life. People die all the time, and even if it's unexpected, like You know, I've had it where it's like an unexpected health-related death, so didn't really expect it at all to happen. Like, what that was a really unexpected phone call. And with those ones, it's like a pit in the stomach, like a gut feeling for days or weeks or whatever. Like just or maybe it's not even constant, but just like every once in a while you'll get this gut feeling, this like pang of like I can't believe, like you like shock, right? But it wasn't like that. It was very much, you know, I accepted what happened and there's no blame. I don't feel mad, but have this sense like because of that feeling when I got the phone call, it's just left this that lingering feeling. It's like that feeling, that deja vu feeling has never gone away. And I've never experienced that before. I don't know how to explain it other than that. Very strange. And I think about him a lot. I wish that I had shown him this notebook and that I had thanked him again for it. Anyway, I'll be posting this on the anniversary of Lou's death. It's been 4 years and we miss him a lot. I think I really just want the universe to know that I'm grateful, even though, like, obviously, the universe knows I'm grateful, whatever the fuck that means. But I don't know. Maybe making something like this will make that goddamn deja vu feeling go away. I'll let you know. I did want to end this by sharing something that was actually written by Lou. Lou was a very talented person in a lot of ways. He was a talented playwright, talented actor. He was also a talented musician. He had a lot going for him, and he was 25 when he died. This is from Scoop by Lou Robson. Of all the elements, Earth is the one that carries the weight. It does so because it is the strongest, most durable of the elements. Earth's most recognizable state is the rock. The rock can be too heavy to lift. It can be too small to distinguish from other rocks. It's also the only element that can break. Strike the right spot and it cracks. The largest rock we have access to is in the constant state of cracking and reshaping. We are that rock in a sense. We all follow the rules that apply to that big rock. We are unimaginably strong, but once we crack down the middle, we become small fragments of what we once were, with each fragment becoming a fully formed individual, working with and against the other fragments of ourselves. And we stay that way forever.